Everyone remembers the Hummer, even though it's been 14 years since it's no longer around. Its cool appearance and military past instantly made it awesome, and everyone, from Mike Tyson to Britney Spears, drove these cars. However, despite its popularity, Hummer production was halted in 2009. Watch this video to explore the reasons why the Hummer was taken out of production and how the circumstances of the time influenced the automaker's decision. The Hummer is a car that became a symbol of its time. It's possibly one of the most recognizable off-road vehicles ever created, representing a symbol of luxury and power on wheels. This car, with its massive exterior and outstanding off-road capabilities, was truly unique. In 1992, the civilian version of the Hummer officially went on sale. Arnold Schwarzenegger became the first civilian owner of a specially made Hummer. The company, AM General, even applied a Terminator stencil to the model. The Hummer cost up to $100,000. However, despite its popularity, Hummer production was stopped in 2009. The Hummer was initially positioned as a stylish and powerful off-road vehicle, capable of not only conquering rough terrain, but also serving as a status symbol. It drew attention with its aggressive design, powerful engines, and high off-road capabilities. This combination led to it becoming a favorite among show business stars and public figures, as well as being popular among young people. It was featured in numerous action films. Between 1999 and 2000 alone, the Hummer was shown in 32 films, which only increased the brand's recognition. By the time of its peak in the mid-2000s, the Hummer H2 symbolized not only its own style, but also an entire culture that emphasized individuality and confidence of its owners. The peak sales of the Hummer occurred in 2006, with slightly over 70,000 units sold. This was a very high number for such a vehicle. However, subsequently, starting from the end of 2007, problems began to accumulate, leading to a crisis in the popularity of this model. One of the key reasons for the cessation of Hummer production was the global economic crisis of 2008, which affected all sectors. This crisis had a tremendous impact on the automotive industry, especially in the United States, where many automakers faced a sharp decline in sales. High fuel prices and the economic downturn led to a decrease in demand for large SUVs. Against the backdrop of rising price volatility and an increasing number of environmentally conscious consumers, many car enthusiasts began to move away from models that consumed a lot of fuel. Hummer, with its large size and inefficient engines, was under threat. Its sales plummeted. The average fuel consumption of a Hummer was about 10 miles per gallon, and it weighed 10,000 pounds. It was so heavy that owning one allowed you to claim a tax deduction for agricultural equipment. Many owners began to prefer smaller and more economical cars, which reflected negatively on the company's revenue. General Motors, GM, the parent company of Hummer, was forced to rethink its strategy and focus on survival during these financial difficulties. Over time, consumer preferences have largely changed. The emergence of hybrid and electric vehicles has become not just desirable, but necessary in the context of increasing environmental concerns. While the Hummer H2 continued to be associated with luxury and power, its high emissions and low fuel efficiency began to be perceived as negative factors. Companies producing smaller and more environmentally friendly vehicles started to gain popularity. Ford, Toyota, and Honda introduced consumers to numerous models that featured smaller sizes and better fuel economy. This led to the gradual loss of Hummer H2's appeal to a wider audience. Automaker General Motors, which owned the Hummer brand, found itself in a difficult situation during the crisis years. For the company, the 2008 crisis turned into financial difficulties and the need for restructuring. As part of this program, the company decided to focus on its core brands and eliminate less profitable and promising ones. Hummer became one of the casualties of this process. Despite attempts to sell the brand, GM was unable to find a buyer willing to continue Hummer production. At the end of 2008, GM announced the suspension of Hummer production. The final closure of the model occurred in 2010. Although the Hummer H2 continued to be produced for some time, The new operator was unable to provide the necessary financial support, and the less powerful models that were attempted to be brought to market did not receive adequate backing. The Hummer H2 was truly a unique vehicle that left its mark on automotive history. Like many other iconic models, it was unable to adapt to the changing market conditions and public sentiments. The closure of Hummer H2 production symbolized the end of an era when large SUVs dominated the market. This vehicle will be remembered as a symbol of its time, but its exit from the market was inevitable in the face of new economic and environmental realities. Factors such as the economic crisis, shifting consumer preferences, and internal restructuring processes within the company were the main contributors to its departure. With a keen eye on the ecosystem and changes in automotive demands, Hummer is now attempting to re-establish itself as a leader in the segment of environmentally friendly technologies, which is vital in the new automotive reality. Despite the end of Hummer production in 2010, the Hummer brand is experiencing a revival. In 2020, General Motors announced the return of Hummer in the form of a fully electric pickup truck. This new direction, focused on sustainability and modern technologies, demonstrates the company's commitment to adapting to the new market demands. The new Hummer, thanks to its electric platform, has the chance to become a symbol not only of power, but also of a sustainable future.